Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to another week of online learning, week 9. Now, this term, we are learning about properties of materials, and we have conducted so many different investigations looking at different properties of materials, from how bouncy a ball is to how strong a plastic bag is. Last week, I asked you to conduct an investigation about how strong a plastic bag is, and I know many of you did do it. That was wonderful to see. I also challenged you to think of an investigation that we can conduct to test how comfortable a bag is. A few ideas came in. Someone said that we can carry the 2 different bags with the same weight in it for 5 minutes, and then after that we can take photos of our hands to see if there's any lines on the hands as we carried the bags where the handles were. That was a good one, and we can compare the photos and see which hand had the reddest lines or the deepest lines in them. Right. Someone else said that we could use clay or blue tack and put it on the bar of our stand and then put the plastic handles over it, put the same weights in the 2 different bags, and then when we remove it, we can see which of the clay has the largest indentations in it. That was a wonderful idea too. It was really, really good to see your thinking, grade 2. Now, this week, we're going to conduct an investigation to see how hard wood is. Now, the hardness of a material is a property of a material. Some materials are harder than others, and some wood is harder than others. And we use different types of wood for different purposes. We make toys or furniture with some wood, and we might build a house with other wood. So the hardness of wood is very important. Now, usually wood is graded on the Janka scale. Now, we don't have the equipment to conduct such an investigation, but we're going to do an informal investigation of our own. Very simple investigation, but yet quite effective to see how hard wood is. I'm going to challenge you to find 2 different types of wood around your house. You'll be surprised how much wood is around us. I have wood in my garden that I use for firewood. I even have wood in my kitchen drawer for skewer sticks, and also wooden cutlery that we sometimes use when we barbecue. Now I'm going to use a skewer stick and a wooden spoon as my 2 samples of different types of wood. And then to conduct this test, we're going to need something sharp. I'm using a tack or a pen. You can use a screw or a knife, anything sharp really. Even a nail would work. Now, please stay safe when you do this, and it's always good to have an adult around when you have sharp things. Right, now to conduct my investigation, I'm going to do a scratch test, and I'm going to try and apply the same amount of force onto my 2 different samples of wood and scratch it. And then I'm going to see which of my samples have the deepest scratch. Now, we always talk about fair tests, right? So this test can be a bit tricky, because if I push really hard on the one piece and just gently scratch the other one, do you think that would be a fair test? No, it won't. So it's quite important that we try and apply the same amount of force. And you will know when you're doing this that, yes, maybe I pressed a little harder on this wood. So it's always good to apply the same amount of force so that we can do it as fair as possible. Okay? Also, before you start scratching any wood, please make sure that you have your parents' permission to do so. Okay? Now, I'm going to scratch. Change my camera angle here. And I'm going to scratch my wood. Not too hard, just scratch it. Yeah, it's quite deep. I can see it. It's difficult to see on the camera, but I can see that there's quite a deep scratch there. And now I'm going to try my my skewer stick. Let's get this out of the way. Same amount of force. Here we go. Yeah. By the looks of this, I think my spoon is softer than the skewer stick. All right, so this has got nothing to do with how thick it is. It's got to do with how hard the wood is. So my sharp pen went into the spoon much easierly than the skewer stick. All right, so that is your challenge for this week, to conduct an investigation to see which piece of wood is the hardest. All right, now have a look at the template. We're using the same template for each of the mini investigations that we're doing. You can copy the answers or do your answers on a piece of paper. You do not have to print the sheet, as always. Have a look at my examples and the photos that I set on the presentation. Have a wonderful week, and I hope you have fun with this investigation. Stay safe.